All right, guys. Alas, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. Or that I've been waiting for. I don't know if y'all give two shits, but I got some tax return money and I had to buy a massive tackle warehouse order because what am I going to put it in my savings account? Psh, for an emergency? Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to buy freaking lures, and a stupid amount of lures at that. So, kicking it off with these puppies here. So these are called the Slam-A-Mander. Get it? These are made by Fish Lab, and if y'all haven't seen Fish Lab's baits, they have some really crazy looking shit. They got salamanders, they got bird soft plastics that look good for like punching. They got frog baits that look good for punching, which I actually got a pack of those too. But a lot of these were on sale, and I've actually seen these in the water and the action these things have, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And I actually got a chance to throw one of these that was in like a pearl white color at some bedfish, and they did not like that thing on their bed. I didn't catch anything on it, but I only got a chance to throw them at one paired up tandem of bedfish. Yeah, so they have these crazy little, they got a little skirt that sticks out the sides, and they have a big old paddle tail. And I'm telling you, this tail has all sorts of action. I wouldn't even know the best way to fish this thing. You might want to fish it Texas rig, but on a hook that has a belly weight, like a swim bait, so it rides on the bottom. Or what I was thinking is maybe Carolina rigging it. I really don't Carolina rig, or I've only Carolina rigged a couple times in my whole freaking life. But if any time there was a time to Carolina rig a bait, it's probably for this freaking lizard. I just think dragging a big weight on the bottom and this trailing behind it, kind of swimming, digging into the ground maybe, man, I think these would just trigger a really big bite. I really do. That's why I got them, especially during the spawn. I mean, this would have to piss off a big bedfish. You just have to. So I got these in a few different colors. I don't know if it tells me the color on here. Yeah, it didn't tell me the color, but kind of like a black and dark red, and it's got some glitter on there, but that's a really good looking color. Also got them in the smaller size. Take these out for you. Now I think these for bed fishing, like actually sight fishing, would probably just freaking murder them. This little tiny small one on a bed, forget about it. It'd be freaking game over, man. So this is kind of like a watermelon candy. It's purple, and yeah, it's like a really solid dark purple with green and purple glitter kind of mixed in throughout there, and the skirt is orange and purple. Really good looking color. Yeah, probably. Man, you could even throw these on a punch rig, these small ones. I'm gonna try to punch all sorts of baits this year. I was out on Decker recently, and the water still isn't quite warm enough out there. Though my last 2 trips to Decker, it has been a freaking grind, and it really shouldn't be this time of year. But I think with these we keep getting these weird cold fronts, and I think it's really throwing the fish off. But it's just a matter of time before that bite starts clicking out there. And the hydrilla is thick, and there's lots of it. And I got a bunch of punch baits for flipping in the reeds, and when the grass comes up on Ladybird, I'm going to be punching a lot this year. Another salamander, Slam-A-Mander. Man, I don't even know what you would call some of these colors. Just kind of a dark brown with orange glitter mixed in throughout. Another really solid looking color. A lot of these were on sale, so I just figured if I'm going to spend $180 on tackle, fuck it, you know, I might as well just go all out. And I was just add to cart. Not a whole lot of thought went into this order. I was just, whatever I saw that looked appealing, just add that shit to cart, you know? Yeah, so the small ones I just showed you, this is like the same color in the large one pretty much for the most part, except for the skirt's a little bit different. Yeah, and these little feet have more action than you would think they would in the water too. But most of the action's in that tail, man. That tail has so much action in the water. So I think just dragging this thing probably get crushed. I'm gonna run out of room on my freaking table over here. All right. Now these guys. These are the Fish Lab. They're called the Flippin' Frog. So these are like just a little compact frog for flipping, obviously, which, man, I think would be absolutely deadly, especially on Decker. With all the baby frogs and stuff you hear croaking, flip one of these suckers in the cattails, man. And the water's really high. The water is really rose on Decker. It's way up right now. So those fish are way back in the reeds, and I think this absolutely slam them. It's covered in salt. Y'all can see that. Just a little tiny frog profile. And I mean, you could probably separate these feet if you wanted to, just to give it a little more action. I don't know if it's necessary though, but I'd probably separate them. I might try it both ways. I think it's more about the profile more than anything else. Yeah, that's kind of that same kind of watermelon candy looking color. Yeah, I'm really excited. Well, like I said, Fish Lab, they got all sorts of crazy baits like this, and the salamander, and they got a bird, and they got one that looks like a dragonfly, and I meant to get one of the dragonflies. I actually forgot. But those are badass looking too. Okay. And I got a bunch of gambler baits. And the one gambler bait I really wanted, the whole reason I even searched gambler and tackle warehouse, because I wanted the freaking otters, the ones with the 3 like circle tail looking things. And I ended up buying a bunch of other shit besides the otter. I forgot to buy the damn otter, but either way, I got some really badass looking baits. And these are the, of course it wouldn't have the name on here. I don't know why. The color is Killer G. Oh, it's really annoying they don't have the name of the bait on here. But you can go on Tackle Warehouse. It's the 5.25 inch ones, the really big ones. That's why I bought these, because I really like the size of them. I've really been wanting to punch some bigger baits. I think might trigger some of those bigger fish, get them to commit. Really cool looking color. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. So these are the. Oh, this actually might be the name. I think it's just they're called Stinger, I guess. Because yeah, the name's in the same spot here, called Mega Daddy. Yeah, so these are called Stingers. I don't know why I thought they were called something else. Yeah, these are the Mega Daddies here. So these are about the same length, just a really big crawl profile. This one's just like your typical June bug, purple with light blue flake in it. Yeah, I got a lot of these big gambler baits because I like punching bigger crawls. I've punched some of the, I think it was Netbait. Netbait makes some bigger profile crawls, and I had good luck on them. So I wanted to get a bunch of just really big profile punching baits. It's another one of the Stingers called Back At Ya. Yeah, and this part of the plastic here is really thin, and a lot of these are see-through. I don't know if you can see through that, but a lot of these appendages look really cool with the see-through. This one isn't as see-through as some of the other ones, but yeah, just a really good profile. I'm sure these have a ton of action too. And some of the other ones I'll show you are like completely see-through right here. Yeah, just a really good looking bait. Some more of the Stingers. This is the smaller size. I figured I might as well get some variety. That's more of your typical size punch bait right there. can see there's a big difference between these two. Hold them up side by side for you. I mean, that's your typical size punch bait. Now you can really see the difference. I mean, this one's mono for sure. So, I mean, I've caught plenty of big fish on normal size punch baits, but I think a bigger one will probably trigger some bigger bites for sure. And these are garlic scented. They have a really good scent to them. Really good scent. More of these stingers. This one's Silver Shadow. So this one's kind of a June bug with blue flake, but it also has a silver flake, is what I'm guessing why they call it Silver Shadow. This part's black. This half is like the June bug side. You know, a lot of the colors are really similar, but I mean, they were all on sale, so I was just, like I said, just clicking aimlessly and just adding shit to my cart. But these will I'll definitely get some good use out of these puppies whenever it's punching season. It isn't too far off. The grass is coming up pretty quick on Ladybird, and it's already time on Decker. The hydrilla is way thicker than I've seen it in a really long time, maybe ever on Decker. On the especially on the front half of the lake, not the discharge side where everybody goes to fish on that side, but the boat ramp side has way more hydrilla than I've seen out there in a long time. It looks really good. This one's called Friendly Fire. It's another one of the stingers. It's basically red bug. Little see-through red appendages, blue flake. You know, good looking shit. This is a big ass order. Some more of the Mega Daddies. Just a big fat crawl bait, man. This one's kind of like watermelon red on this side, and then kind of a like Houdini on this side, if you know what Houdini is. It's got like gold, or kind of like a copper, gold, and red flake on this side, and more of a lighter. Oh man, trying to describe these colors is really a tough task. It's the hardest part of these videos. I'll just let you look for yourself. More of a watermelon red on that side. And these big pinchers are going to have a ton of action. Really looking forward to punching this year. Trying to get some bigger freaking flipping hooks for these big ass baits. Alright, trying to knock out the soft plastics first, and then we'll get to the top water shit. Yeah, this one here looks fucking awesome. This is one of those ones that's see-through. I don't know if I can show it to you like this. There, you can really see it now. I mean, just look at how freaking good that's going to look in the sunlight. Love the way that looks in the light. And this one is a color name, Shadow Swirl. It's basically black and blue, just a typical black and blue with blue flake and some more silver glitter in there too. Really good looking color. You could probably just drag these on like a wobble head too or something, or I don't know. You don't have to just punch them. I'm sure there's other ways you can fish them, but I'm primarily going to be using those for flipping in heavy cover. One thing I've kind of been enjoying doing over the winter, I did a few times. I don't think I got anything on camera, but I've been flipping really small, those really tiny zoom crawls. And this is something similar. It's Gambler Shadow Blue Boxer Crawl. And I actually saw Mikey Balls fishing these on YouTube. If you don't know who Mikey Balls is, you should definitely subscribe. to his channel. He's a pretty big channel, but that dude knows his shit, man. Gives a lot of helpful tips. But I've really been enjoying flipping like smaller stuff this past winter just because of how compact they are. They still catch monster fish for sure. Don't make any mistake about it, even though it's tiny. Just something different, you know. It's definitely a unique profile. Definitely unique. Those fat little freaking claws probably just stand up on the bottom when you're flipping this thing. Looking forward to that. All right, what else we got here? A sticker. It's pretty cool, huh? I'm just kidding. What else I got here? All right, we'll start with the frogs. We will start with the frogs. Now, if you told me I could only have one color frog for the rest of my life, it would be a black frog with some kind of yellow on it. Because you just get the best of both worlds, man. You get that really dark profile, and then you get that bright yellow. And I love this freaking color. I absolutely love this freaking color. It's kind of, it's called Hornet. I don't even think they have the name on these. It's abbreviated, but yeah, it's this one's Hornet. Just a black and yellow frog, man. If you give me one frog, that'll work in any watercolor. You just can't go wrong with black. It just gets hit. Let's see what else I got here. Yeah, so if y'all watched my very first 3 or 4 videos, man, that's this color right here was the ticket. That is all I used to throw, but in the small spro pop, and this is the large spro popper. I used to call it the Rasta frog. The name is, I think it's called Amazon. I probably used to throw it a lot because I was a major pothead and it was fucking red, green, and yellow. I haven't smoked pot in a long fucking time, but yeah, that's just a great looking color. Green on the sides, yellow on the belly, and then that really dark, bloody red, man. I've caught a lot of good fish on this color, and I haven't thrown it fucking probably 10 years, so. But might as well give it a shot. Might as well give it a shot in the large pro popper. And I'm going to be making a frog video pretty soon, talking about my favorite frogs and then my most disappointing frogs. But I don't know if I'll do top 10 style or what, but the large spro popper is going to be near the top of the list, if not my favorite frog right now. I mean, these things are freaking phenomenal. You don't have to do anything to them out of the package except cut the legs. Even then, I mean, some people like keeping the legs long, but these are kind of absurdly, ridiculously long. I usually cut them to about like that. But man, these things right out the package, man, they're so buoyant because, I mean, they're the 70 size, obviously. I wish they made the regular spro frog in a 70 size. They only make it in a 65. Man, once they make that in a 70, that'd probably be the only frog I ever buy. But yeah, these things, and the hookups are freaking borderline criminal on these things, how good I hook fish. So you can run your fingers over it, and man, the hooks just. I think they use Gamakatsus, or maybe, yeah, I think these are Gamakatsus that Spro uses, but yeah, borderline abusive, some of the hook sets I get on that thing. Another one, large Spro popper, gold yellow belly. You told me I could only have one other color, it would be some kind of yellow belly. That's just what I've had luck on. It's confidence thing. Some people would say a white frog, which I've caught really big fish on a white frog, but it'd be black with yellow or a yellow belly like this. I've caught a lot of big fish on that. This one's the red ear. But it's just a gold yellow belly, pretty much. It's got kind of the bluegill looking shit on the side, the red ear, obviously. Brown top, orange mouth. I mean, yeah, you cannot go wrong with that color. Can't go wrong with it. I think this one right here might be my favorite thing in this whole order. This colored frog is freaking awesome. Yeah, this one here is the pink herring. It is see-through. I gotta hold this up to the light so y'all can see. Look at that shit. Pink, green, and white skirt. The top is pink and green, but it's so faint. But it is clear. I mean, really clear. Definitely one I'm going to be throwing in the summertime when the water gets super hot and those shad start getting kind of that translucent color and the water gets super clear. Yeah, this thing is going to be fucking killer. I guarantee it's going to be killer. Yeah, so really excited to throw that one. Another Spro frog. This one's a little more basic, but you're not going to see a lot of people throwing this color. It's called Baby Duck. All it is kind of like a pearl, kind of goldish pearl. It looks way better in person than it does on the website. I'll say that. It's kind of like an ivory type. I have no idea, but it's very reflective. It's actually got a nice like gleam to it. I don't really think it looks like a baby duck, but you know, what do I know? I mean, they're really not going to see the top of the frog anyways, but that stripe on top is pretty cool. But really, it's just about that shiny, like really shiny belly. And it's really natural looking. So that's going to be a good one. All right. Now this one here, it just looks insane. This frog almost looks robotic. It's a 10,000 fish tataki frog. But the one thing I will say about this is it looks really well made, which is hard to get in a frog these days, because as much as I love Spros and Booyahs, you never know if you're going to get a good one. I'll get a freaking Spro frog one day. That fish is amazing. It's the best thing I ever used. I'll go and buy another one and it sucks. It's just inhaling water. It's like trying to drown itself, you know what I mean? But this one here, the way this goes into the frog right here, like a lot of frogs you'll see, they'll do the shrink wrap thing around the hooks. This is like solid plastic and it goes into the frog, and I mean that's watertight for sure, but it still can compress fairly easily. Like it's a fairly soft frog, because they have a little drain hole up top here, which sometimes that's what I'll do to my Spros if they're taking on water. I'll get the thick super glue, like the gel, and I will glue right where the hook goes into the belly. I'll glue that up, make it real thick so no water can get in there, and then I'll put a drain hole right here so you can still get water out of there, and so that it can still compress. Yeah, really crazy looking frog, man. And the skirt is like that rubber material and like a kind of a hair material, or whatever you want to call that. More of a bristly type material. So looking forward to, I mean, if this thing really floats really, really well and it walks really well, like I might be buying more of these, because finding consistency in a frog is really tough nowadays, man. Because I used to always be able to rely on Booyah frogs, and the last like 8 Booyah frogs I've bought have just fucking sucked. And I don't know why. Those used to be my freaking go-to. I mean, Spro's kind of the same way. So, Man, if you told me best hard bait topwater for the money, it's freaking for sure Yozuri. Yozuri has some of the best like bang for your buck shit on the market. I mean, look at that color. I'll definitely show this one in the light. Look at the way the light shines through that. Man, that's a good looking color. And I haven't thrown a popper in a minute. So I really want to start throwing poppers. I've kind of gone to the walking bait deal. But man, a popper can outfish a walking bait sometimes. Just depends on what you're fishing around. But yeah, that's just a really sick looking color. Got a standard, skirt on it that most poppers will give you. One thing I will say about Yozuri is the stock hooks they give you are pretty stout. Like, I'm not worried about these bending out on me. One of the best topwater baits I've used was a Mega Bass walking bait. They're really pricey. The action's incredible on them, but the hooks they give you are dog shit, which I don't understand. If I'm gonna pay $20 fucking for a walking bait and you're gonna give me these just terrible hooks that bend out on like 3-pounders, you know what I mean? And I'm spending $8 for a Yozuri that gives me decent shit for my money. Same reason I like Whopper Ploppers, because you're paying more than your average topwater, but they give you good hooks. Because all my other topwaters, I'm swapping the hooks out on them because I'm worried about the hooks bending out. Another Yozuri popper. Got all sorts of reflection. And this one I thought was going to be the same size as the other, but it turns out this one's actually like pretty small. Yeah, compared to these, this one is about half the size of those, I would say. Still would be really good. I mean, when they're on those like that glass minnow bite, I mean that's the perfect little color right there. All right, freaking last one. Woo! I swear I'm like out of breath right now. Only workout I get is sitting in a fucking kayak setting hooks. Another one, Yozuri. This one is I think it's Fire Tiger. Yeah, Fire Tiger. Just really kind of like a saltwater color, but man, or at least that's how I know of the color is from saltwater fishing. This one doesn't have as much reflectiveness, but really good clear looking color. Dark green on top, black, kind of a yellowish green hue, and then that orange on the belly. I mean, I think it's a really good looking color. Yeah, so that's it for that one. Whew, that is a freaking mountain of baits. Yeah, probably won't be making any orders this size again anytime soon, but we'll definitely keep making these unboxing videos if y'all like them and like watching me give you little tips about the Spro Frogs and whatever else I might have to say about them. But yeah, that's it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try to get some more fishing videos uploaded soon. I got some footage saved up. But like I said, the bite has been really weird for me, at least. The shallow bite has been really inconsistent on Ladybird because we keep getting these cold fronts. Like, those fish have to be like, what the fuck is going on? Because they're spawning one day, and then it's like 30 degrees the next day, and then it's back up to 80. And then, I mean, I think it's going to be a late spawn this year. I think those fish are going to be, yeah, I think they're going to spawn a little bit later into the year for sure. They got to start going real heavy here pretty soon, I would think. So once that topwater bite really kicks off, I think this year is going to be really good on Ladybird because you haven't had grass out there for a full year in a long time because all those fucking carp they put in there. But now that we've had grass in there for a full year and they got all that, they have plenty of spots to fan off grass and like make beds and all that kind of shit. I think it's going to be a really good spawn this year. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that about wraps it up, y'all. Yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Later.